everyone, and welcome back to the Fairway to Retail Success. I'm your host, Justine Gray, and today we are joined by AGM member Cathy Amelink, the Director of Retail at Woodmont Country Club in Rockville, Maryland. Cathy Amelink brings over 30 years of retail expertise, blending her background in fashion merchandising with a passion for golf. She launched her career in golf retail as the buyer for Congressional Country Club before expanding into luxury retail and brand management, including a leadership role with Michael Kors. She also spent some time as the director of retail at Robert Trent Jones and as a sales representative at Donald Ross. Now in her eighth season as director of retail at Whitmont Country Club, Cathy continues to elevate the member experience. This year, Woodmont Country Club was recognized as one of our top 10 Best of the Best Platinum Award recipients for 2025, the highest honor in golf shop excellence. In this episode, we'll dive into her journey in golf retail and what truly sets Woodmont apart as a best of the best golf shop. Cathy, thank you very much for joining us today for this episode. We're so excited to have you on our newly launched AGM podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here today, and I'm really excited that AGM is doing the podcast in general and that I get to be on one. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. To get started, I know I shared a little bit of your background, but we'd love if you could take us through your journey in golf retail. How did you start and what kind of led you to your current role at Woodmont?
Well, I don't like to say that it's been 30 years, but it has been 30 years. Yeah, so I always find it really fascinating how retailers like myself get into golf. So taking back 30 years, I went to a university called Ferris State University, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. Ferris was the first school founded for professional golf management. I went there for fashion merchandising and to get a marketing degree. And so here I was, this girl going to school there, getting a marketing degree, and thought that I was going to be this big, huge buyer in New York City. And little behold, I was in this class with all of these golf professionals, or I'm sorry, professional golf management students going to be golf professionals. So I was in classes with 200 of these students from all over the world, and they became some of my best friends. And through the 4 years that I went to Ferris, and when I graduated, I moved to Washington, D.C. instead of New York City. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm not going to New York. I'm not going to be this big buyer. I'm going to use my golf retail background. And I have this great love for the game of golf. And I went to Congressional Country Club, and I started there as the buyer under Kent Casey as the head pro. And that's really what launched my career into golf. And that's when I joined AGM in 1993. We had the 1995 Senior Open there, and I just fell in love with golf in general, and I fell in love with golf retail. I just felt it was an expression of having my own boutique and just being able to know the members and getting to know them personally and bringing everything that I learned at Ferris right directly into the golf shop. So it was a wonderful experience for me. I worked there for a few years, and IZOD Club came along, and I tried the whole rep part of it. So I was an account executive for 15 years at IZOD Club. I was an account executive, and I also did some corporate stuff for them. And I also did back then it was a little bit different with corporate merchandising and also the whole part of merchandising with events. I did US Open merchandising with them in 1997 at Congressional. And then the USGA kind of took that part over, but it was a little different back in the 1997 area. So I did a little bit of that. And then I'm trying to think, I also then started working at Nordstrom's, and I was a divisional merchandise manager for Nordstrom's. And like you said, I went to go work for Michael Kors as a brand manager for a few years, but really always missed golf. I missed the relationships that I had with the people in golf. And I decided to get back into golf and went back to work as a director of retail at Robert Trent Jones and worked for Donald Ross for a little bit and then was like, I need a home. I really need a home and a place to stay for a while. And that's when David Dorn, the director of golf, asked me to come work for Woodmont. And now I've been at Woodmont for 8 years. So it's a long journey. That's a lot. It's a long journey. But really, my love is really in golf.
Mhm.
It's really the people and the relationships and the membership.
Mhm. That's really incredible. Thank you for sharing all of that. And I can certainly relate to thinking after college you're going to New York to be a buyer, but instead getting swept away into the world of golf retail, because that's exactly what happened to me. So can
Yeah.
certainly understand just falling in love with it and finding a home in the world of golf merchandising, for sure.
It's been an incredible journey.
It's
A lot of
amazing.
great people.
Yes, the people are truly what make it what it is. So, your shop at Woodmont was honored as one of the best top 10 winners this year, which is incredible. What does that recognition signify to you and your team as far as what you're doing in your shop?
First of all, I was very honored to be sitting with the people that the other 9 clubs that I was sitting with. What an honor. For us, it was an incredible amount of teamwork and all of our best practices really coming together in the same year, I think. We had an amazing staff. Um, And really, like I said, all of our best practices all coming together all in the same year and just a really great year and in numbers and being able to service our membership and being able to do the things that we needed to do with the incredible team that we had
Mhm.
really led us to that. And we're just so excited that it's an amazing award and it's such an honor to have.
Certainly. And I always think that those top 10 best of the best, that's truly a reflection that those things are part of their day year round, not just the stuff that they're doing when they are filling out their application. It truly is something that they're working towards throughout their entire year and is in the back of their mind when they are implementing best practices or new things in their shops.
It's always a goal of ours to be a top 10. I think that's everyone's goal. But like you said, you have to be doing those best practices every single day to be a top 10.
For sure, for sure. So, one of the things I know you wrote about in your Platinum Award application was your approach to how you rotate products between your various shops, such as golf, tennis, and fitness. How has this strategy really helped your merchandising and optimizing sales and perhaps even reducing markdown?
I think this was very key and obviously a best practice as well. But at Woodmont is a big facility. So the golf shop and the racket sports shop and the fitness shop are in different buildings within Woodmont. So they're freestanding facilities. So I'll have a pickleball player or a tennis player that probably never even comes down to golf. Never comes even makes that walk down even into my golf shop. And then I have the fitness people that never even probably come down to golf as well, or vice versa around. So I do a lot of lifestyle brands, such as one of my best brands probably as a lifestyle brand has been Barley, which is can be cross brand between any of those shops. And I'm just like, I can't believe this didn't sell. Like, this is such great merchandise. You know what? My tennis ladies didn't even have a time to even have this. I'm going to take it up to tennis. So I just started thinking like, oh, like we move things around in the golf shop all the time and they're like, oh, this is brand new merchandise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, just we move merchandise around every 2 weeks. That's protocol.
Mhm.
So why am I not moving merchandise around in all my shops? So we're on Club Essentials. That's our software here. It's very easy to transfer merchandise. So that just started to become a best practice for us, moving merchandise around to the shops. and it decreased markdowns. And really it elevated our experience with our members too, because the members are not moving around, and it gave them the opportunity to see more merchandise from us and better lifestyle brands. And they enjoyed it. And I'm also trying to teach the members that I also have other brands in other shops and to come shop in my other shops. But it just elevated the whole member experience, and for them to be able to experience all the brands that I have in all the different shops and lowered my margins.
Terrific. That's very amazing. And you spoke of some of the lifestyle brands, the Varleys, the Vioris that are really coming in and exploding. That seems to be a trend we're seeing across the board. Are you finding that merchandise is really continuing to grow and resonate with members or the younger age group and what have you?
Of course, like this whole lifestyle movement started, I believe, and most people will say during COVID, when everybody was staying home, that whole trend of being comfortable and being more casual started during that time. Everybody loves being a lot more comfortable, I think, in clothing, which trickled down into everywhere in clothing and fashion, which brought us to the golf courses, into the out on the paddle courts, in the tennis courts. And so I think that we still have a responsibility as buyers to bring in lifestyle responsibly so that it fits our shops. They're going to buy it someplace else, like Lululemon and Viore and Varley. Those are probably my three top lifestyle brands. Level Wear, there's a bunch of them, but I'm really careful how I bring them in, just to make sure that it also is fitting dress our dress code as well. But our dress code has got a lot more relaxed since COVID too, and we have changed a little bit of our dress code here at the club. We really promote younger girls playing tennis and playing sports, and we want them to play. So we want them to wear the Lululemons out here and feel comfortable. So that was really a goal of the club as well, to promote women's golf and women's sports. And so it goes all hand in hand, and they're going to be wearing the lifestyle brands no matter if I bring them in or not. So I think I brought them in really responsibly. And I know in just in Lululemon, I spent over $150,000 wholesale my first year of bringing in Lululemon. It's insane. So my membership wanted that. And I tend to carry a lot of lifestyle brands up in my racket and sports shop a little bit more, because that's a little bit more casual of a sport, and it's a little bit more where it belongs, and it's a little bit younger of a sport. So I think I've done it pretty responsibly, and the membership loves it. I mean, I'm going to continue to do it. And I've trained them like how to wear it and where to wear it and where to shop for it at Woodmont. So it's been fun.
Wonderful. Yes, I think we'll continue to see folks
Wow.
embrace that across the board. Absolutely. So something else I know you wrote about was the Woodmont Golf Post that you launched at your club, and it had a really impressive open rate. If I remember correctly, it was over 75%. We'd love if you could tell us a little bit about how has this transformed your communication and how members are engaging with the shop.
Yes, that was a great invention by our marketing team as well. So this is all teamwork. Everything we do here at Woodmont is teamwork. But I think a lot of things get watered down when you get a lot of emails from different departments, and your golf department is sending out things about merchandising, and you're sending stuff out about clinics, and you're sending things out about juniors. And so we just were like, too many emails are going out. We're getting too much feedback from the membership about their missing things. And we need to put everything into one email once a week, not things out 5 weeks from now, or we need one email, what's happening during that week. So that was the impact. I think it's an email that comes out every Friday. We called it the Woodmont Post, like the Washington Post, which the newsletter. And it has everything in that email that goes out on Friday that is about merchandising, what's new in the shop, if we're having a sale, or if we're having a ball demo day of someone out here doing ball demos, or if we're having a teaching clinic, or if it's a junior clinic, or if someone needs to sign up for juniors. It's whatever is happening in golf. We get to the point, if it's not sent out at the same time every single Friday, we have members calling us saying, when is the golf post coming out? Yeah, they look forward to getting that and planning their weekend, their week, whatever. So yeah, we have a 77% rate of opening it up. And I think the people that are not opening it up are just people that are not here for the week or whatever. But yeah, I have a huge following and they just look forward to having that. Our membership is engaged with it. It's helped sales increase a huge amount. And not just sales, but in my golf shop, but sales with clinics or balls or clubs or whatever department it has been. It's relevant on what's happening for that week.
Amazing. That's a great
So it,
kind of thing you've built there
yeah,
for members to be engaged with each week.
yeah. I think the membership really likes, I think any membership likes the same thing over and over with kind of like a twist of something new.
Yes. Hmm.
So I think that's something that we strive to do no matter what it is.
Hmm. That's great, especially I think the regularity of it, that it is always Friday at the same times they come to anticipate it. They're probably anxiously awaiting it if they're excited for something coming up, and that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like for us for retail, so I'm here on the retail part is, oh, is Kathy gonna have a pop-up shop at the pool? Or
Right.
is, so we have that part of it. And then the instructors have, oh, what are they doing this week at the instructors? Because the instructors will do some kind of like fun instructing thing of what they do in their world. So whatever you're into, it's fun and a new twist every week.
I love it. That's awesome. And how do you approach when it comes to events on property that might be happening, whether that's a tournament or member guest, what have you? How do you approach integrating retail into that while ensuring it enhances the overall member experience and that the retail is there to elevate the event?
That kind of goes back into what I've been talking about. I think our membership, I have some things, I've been here for 8 years. So I have some things that since I've been here, I do every year, but do that twist to them to make it new and different. I try to help the membership and make things easier for them so it's relevant and I'm making the member experience better. For instance, like I talked about doing a pop-up shop on Memorial Day at the pool with swimsuits and Yetis and Gooder sunglasses and beach towels and stuff like that. So I usually do that like every Memorial Day. And my membership, like they wait for it. They're like, oh, I'm not going to buy my Peter Millar bathing suit this year until Cathy has the pop-up shop at the pool. So it's, if I didn't do it, they were like, oh, like they're waiting. They're like, oh, what bathing suits do you have this year? Are you having Johnny O or are you having Peter Millar? So I'm like always changing it, but like putting a new twist on it, but doing something different. Does that make sense? For
Def-
Mother's Day, I always turn the golf shop into a flower shop.
Oh,
So I buy flowers and we sell bouquets of flowers in the shop. And I come up with a theme with wrapping paper and cards. And for the whole week, we shop for obviously for anyone that comes in here and wants to shop for their grandmother or their mother or whatever it is. And we wrap for them, we give them cards. And on that day, they usually are calling us all week saying, oh, this is what I want, an outfit, or I want this, or I want that, or you know what she wears, you know what she likes. And we keep track of that in Golf Genius, like what sizes they are and what vendors they like. And so we have all that in Golf Genius. We use that and then pick out gifts for them, wrap them. Usually the husband will come in or the son will come in and then buy flowers, a bouquet for their mother or their grandmother or their aunt or whatever. And they have brunch upstairs up at the club and bring flowers to their mother and bring their gift right to brunch. And that's like an annual thing that happens at the club every single year. And we'll have themed wrapping paper every single year. It's just fun. Like we put a twist on every single thing. But it's different every single year. So they look forward to us doing this every single year. Like one year I did lilies the whole entire year, and I did lilies in the whole entire shop. One year I did orchids. I just do different themes or different themes with vendors, and or I pair up with the vendor. Red, White, and Boom is a huge event at our club. It's probably one of our biggest events, which is the week before 4th of July. It's a huge carnival at the club, and we have a concert and 4th of July fireworks, and everybody at the club wears red, white, and blue. Like everyone in the whole entire club. Super fun event. Everyone really gets into it. Everyone wants a new red, white, and blue shirt. And of course, they want the logo on it to represent the club. So everybody's coming in to the club that whole entire month looking for red, white, and blue stuff. So they're coming into the shop. Cathy, what do you have? What can I wear different that's red, white, and blue? This year I have a whole bunch. I brought in Roback. So have a whole bunch of stuff with stars and stripes and fun stuff for them to buy this year. So I just try to change it up every single year, but I'm enhancing the member experience because this is what they want. They're looking forward to supporting their club and having this great event at their club or enhancing their life with a gift or having a great event, a Memorial Day picnic at the club and having great product to wear at the club the whole entire summer. Or if their kids go away to camp, I do a camp package so that they can buy packages for their kids for go away camp. So I'm constantly doing that and integrating that to hopefully make the best experience for our members at the club. That's what I'm enhancing it and hopefully increasing sales
Mhm.
and giving them the best experience that I can give them at the club.
Mhm.
And
I love it.
sincerely want them to embrace the club. This is their family. This is a club that's built on legacy. So I'm really here for them for that.
Terrific. Yeah, I love the flower bouquets for Mother's Day. That's a really
It's a hit.
sweet, nice touch. It goes the
It's a hit.
extra mile.
Yeah, it's fun. And they know that it's here every year. And so they come out and play golf and they're like, oh, I need my bouquet. I need my card. I'm like,
Sure.
I got
That's sweet. So I know that internships and intern training is a big important piece to you and your team. Can you tell us a little bit about that program? And I believe you all have a mentorship program for the interns. Can you tell us a little bit about that program that you offer?
Yes. So most of us went to a PGM school. The director of golf here has went to a PGM school, or head pro went to a PGM school. So they go to their schools. We go to almost all the schools and we speak to them. We have a little videotape that we play and we interview for interns. And it trickles, like once you have interns and they've been here, it's easy to get other interns to come here because they talk about your program. And most of our interns come back. We're very lucky in the fact that they come back. So we usually bring in close to 9 interns every single summer. We're lucky at Woodmont because we have housing on property, and we have housing on property, so they get to live on property for free. And we also give them free housing, and then we also give them free merchandise to wear, and we also give them free food. We take care of them when they're here, and we don't make them work a million hours. We hire 9 so that they have a great experience here. And we also were in DC, so they get to go down to DC and experience some stuff in DC. We love that. We interview at the schools. We have a whole program put together. And we also sit down and talk to the interns and ask them what kind of experience that they want to have on their internship. There's a lot of people that want to have the instructional background in their internship. People want to learn about merchandise. People want to, there's different parts that they want to learn about.
Mhm.
So we really sit down and listen to what they want to learn about and if Woodmont can offer that to them during that summer. And that's really how we pick our interns. And it's turned out to be a really great program for us. A bunch of the interns come back and they'll bring their friends, which is great on top of it. And it turns out to be a family. We send care packages to our interns after after they sign on to us. It's really great.
Aw.
So we'll send care packages and welcome them to come to Woodmont. And when we do that, we send the policy and procedures manual so they know what to expect when they get here to Woodmont. We talk about how we do our training. We do a lot of our training on Instagram.
Okay.
Um, and we do a lot of our training on YouTube. We have YouTube videos that we send out to the interns. A lot of these interns obviously are young in college. So sending YouTube videos to them, they love it because they're very visual, they get it. We do a lot of filming when our vendors come. We send them videos on vendors. So we try to give them a lot of knowledge before they come here so that they feel like they're prepared. It's not to overwhelm them. And then we try to tell them that. Try just to give them some knowledge. I think when you have knowledge, when you come to some place, you just feel a lot more comfortable. So our internship program has become very intense, or and I don't want to say intense, it's just become very it's just getting more and more layers on top of it of what we're teaching them. And I think they go back to the school and say, I just came back from Woodmont and I learned so much over the season. That's unbelievable. And it's reputation of what they learn and them going back and telling their friends that
Mhm.
we really are turning away interns when I know a lot of clubs have a hard time finding people and interns. So
Mhm.
we pride ourselves with that because honestly, that's really the best way that we can service our members is having a good staff. And
Mhm.
so we take pride in getting the best interns that we can to come to work for us at Woodmont. So
Mhm.
it's a big deal
Mhm.
because as most of the people that we hire as interns, they become the staff here. They become our first assistants. The interns that we have now become our first assistants, become our lead assistants, become our head pros. And I've been here 8 years and have watched a lot of them grow up, and it's really fun. And like we're a family and it's a team. And like I said to you before, with getting the award and best practices, we couldn't do it without having a good team. And this is where it all stems from is our interns.
Mhm. I love it.
It's a
Thank you
big
for,
program.
yes, I love it. That sounds like an incredible program and really speaks to that you and your team fostering that next generation is very important. And it is. We need the folks who are going to be the next generation of director of retails and director of
Yeah.
golfs and having support like you and your team are the folks who are helping shape that. And it is always fun to see where interns end up as well on their journeys and what clubs everyone moves around to.
100%. It's a lot of fun. And as in some of these positions, we love to help them
Mhm.
and give them guidance to where to go next or to
Mhm.
guide their careers and give them places to go after Woodmont as well.
Mhm.
Yes, we love that. The
Mhm.
interns are a big piece of our operation. Couldn't do it without them in the
Mhm.
summertime.
Mhm. That's amazing. Thank you. Are there any trends or things on the horizon that you're really excited about for 2025? What's on the horizon for golf retail at Woodmont?
Trends. Oh, yes. For Some of the trends that I like and some of the trends that I've been doing in the golf shop that are exciting me is doing dual stuff with companies such as engraving logos, like for instance, like doing dual logos with vendors such as like Grayson. We've done some really cool stuff with taking our logo with the Grayson head and putting our logo in the Grayson head.
Oh,
That has been really big sellers for us, engraving that into sales, branding both of the logos together.
mhm.
We've done a collaboration also with Melbon. The artist is coming up and doing like a cool layout. They're doing an artist. The Melbon artist is like a thing. He's
Yes.
doing a print of one of our holes for us right now and with our logo in it. So what we've been doing is doing a collaboration with some of the vendors that are really hot that
Hmm.
we think are cool. And we've been putting our logo in some really cool trademarks that we have on property that I think make it different and special. With Peter Millar, we have a special shirt that prints are so popular with Peter Millar. So Peter Millar is doing a print right now with our special pieces around the shop or around the, I should say, the country club on the print for Woodmont. They also did a hoodie for us as well because hoodies are really popular right now. Peter Millar is doing a special hoodie for us. And so I just think doing special merchandise
Hmm.
for shops, one of a kind pieces, exclusive merchandise is a really hot trend where the members are going to have exclusive merchandise with some of the best vendors, golf vendors out there. That's what I'm excited about. I think it's really cool. And I think there's some really cool ladies vendors that are coming out there that are hitting the market that I'm excited about. I have some really good standbys, like Bell and Key is one of my hottest ladies vendors. Betsy Rittenhouse is really hot. She's like always coming up with cool designs and hitting the market with cool things, but we have some new people out on the market. A Putnam, she's
Hmm.
awesome.
Yes.
Like she's coming out with some really cool lifestyle and golf stuff. Excited about a lot of her wares that I'm bringing into the shop. Just, I think that's where it's at. The Williamson Athletic, really excited about that. That's a little new twist onto the
Mhm.
golf. Excited about that for ladies. Roebuck is hitting the golf market. We're bringing them in for spring, waiting for that product to come in. I think that will be a big hit for us. Those are some of the trends I see like hitting the market for 2025. I'm always out looking for the biggest trends. I would say that obviously going to the PGA show is one of the biggest, hottest places to find trends, but I also rely on my membership. My membership is well traveled, always asking my membership, like when they're at the best places, playing in the best places in the
Mhm.
world. Hey, I know you're going here. Take pictures of the things that you like the best. I love the feedback from my membership. I'm always taking that and using it. And also from my vendors, like Peter Millar, like Grayson. I really look to them to elevate and make my shop the best of the best.
Mhm.
I need them to
Yes.
keep my sales and my shop relevant.
Yes, for sure.
I always want the hottest things in my shop.
Yes, and I think what you spoke to with the very customized, using your logo in different ways, I think folks are really looking for those super exclusive, you can only find it in one place that drives the excitement and kind of the fear of missing out, buy it
Oh,
now
yeah.
while you see it. So as custom as we can get, I think is only going to continue to grow. And the private clubs have an advantage of that because of the logo, because of the relationships with the vendors, that it really lends itself well to those collaborations and exclusivity.
Yeah, I think that for 2025, that's really where it's at. I think
Hmm.
that all these all these vendors are like behind it and
Hmm.
they're trying to be different. We're all
Hmm.
trying to be different.
Yes. As we wrap up here, I feel like we covered so much today, but as we wrap up, Are there any last bits of advice you would give to other AGM merchandisers out there who are really looking to elevate their golf shops, particularly in the private club space? Any quick last tips you'd have for our AGM merchandisers?
I would say that AGM, first of all, is the best. Like, I've been a member since the very beginning and just really use the tools that AGM gives. There's so many things that you guys do, like the podcast and just the educational stuff that you guys have done. I went to school for that, but a lot of these people haven't gone to school and done the educational part. And just the fact that you guys now are certifying people to really do buying plans and stuff, that is key for anyone that's a new buyer to put a buying plan, to learn how to put a buying plan together. If they don't know how to do stuff like that, the educational part of AGM is key. I would say to use every single facet that there is and just to network. There's so many network things, and there's so many veterans out there like myself. I have so many people in my territory that are young that call me all the time, and I love helping them. Just I have people just say, "Oh, Cathy, can I come over and come to your shop and just see what your shops, or can
Mhm.
I sit in with you on a buy with Grayson or Peter Millar or see what you do?" Take advantage of those people and the AGM and the connections and what AGM has to offer because it's so much. And AGM is really like a family,
Mhm.
and everybody loves helping everyone. I'm pretty much at 100% Jewish club. And when I joined this club in 8 years ago, this is the first time I had bought for a Jewish club. And I was like, what should I do? I really don't know. And I went to the AGM thing and I said, can you hook me up with some of the other girls down in Florida that are at in same kind of clubs that I'm at? And sure enough, Darcy Lieberger was one of my good friends, said, yeah, I know Victoria Matthews,
Yeah.
who is at
Mhm.
St. Andrews, and most of her members are at your club. And she pointed out a couple other girls. And sure enough, like I sat with them at down in Orlando. And she's, oh yeah. And she named off a couple members. I'm like, oh yeah, they're members at my club too. Yeah. Yeah. And she's like, okay, let's talk about vendors and things. And there's particular things that they like and don't like, and sizes and size runs and stuff that she like really helped me with more of the buy. It's a little bit different of a buy. They're a little bit more fashion forward. Like she really helped me with that. And Victoria and I now are like, became really good friends. I think Victoria and I are really good
Yeah.
friends. Beautiful friendship now, but she helped me so much move into a different, I just didn't know that part of the business, even though I had been in the business for so long. So yeah, use
Mhm.
that. There's so many clubs that are very similar, and I just think that you should use those resources as much as you can. Because even me, I'm still learning. I don't know everything when it comes to being at different kinds of clubs or styles of clubs or so on. It's
Mhm.
very helpful.
Mhm. I think that's a terrific example of not only, of course, you're looking at your local community, that merchandisers in your area, but especially if you're somewhere seasonal, talking with the folks who are in the opposite place. Because if you're in a seasonal place and your members are going between more north in the East Coast down to Florida, they're seeing the same people just at different times of the year. So I think that's a great connection to think about as
And
well.
we all have places where
Hmm.
our members are at multiple clubs.
Yes. Hmm.
And so I'm like, oh, I'll call Victoria and say, hey, what are you bringing in? Because I'm not bringing in these groups. If you're bringing in these groups, it's not
Hmm.
that I won't bring in that vendor because our membership probably likes that vendor a lot, but I'll
Hmm.
pick up after you pick up. And she's,
Hmm.
yep, okay, I have da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, great, on it. And so then I pick up after she, 'cause it would be dumb for us to bring
Hmm.
in the same exact merchandise and have half of our membership see half of it there and then half of it here. So
Right.
people just, they need to use the resources in lots of different ways. And we're all there. We're all, we're we're willing to help in any different way.
Mhm. I love it. That's wonderful. That's what the AGM's all about. We're just here to help everyone along the way.
And the
So love to
staff,
hear it.
all of you guys are there to help
Mhm.
all the time. You guys help me
Thank you.
all the time. Every time
Thank
if I
you.
need a question for something or a statistic or something for my board, I call you guys. I'm like, Justine, can you send me the statistic on XYZ or something? I was looking for something on some cost averages. In 10 minutes, you guys are sending something over to me. So you guys are wonderful. Use the resources.
Thank you. Thank you. We're so happy to have such amazing members and just help everyone along the way. And I always love to hear about the relationships between the merchandisers as well. Of you and Victoria, that's a great example of that. So terrific. It's been so wonderful chatting with you, Cathy. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We hope to see you soon on our next episode of The Fairway to Retail Success. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.